Hey folks, this is Rhykker, and today we're going to talk about Blue Protocol Star Resonance, an MMORPG set in an anime-style world. If you're looking for a nice narrative experience, they got you covered. If you're looking for sweaty, challenging raids, they got you covered. If you're looking for something more chill and relaxed, they got you covered. I've been playing and enjoying my time with this game so far, and we're going to thank Blue Protocol Star Resonance for sponsoring this video. And if you want to check out this game for yourself, it is free to play on Steam. Maxroll.gg has all the guides you need to get you started. So first off, when you boot into the game, you make your character, and apart from picking a class, there's a lot of classes to pick from with a lot of different gameplay styles. Of course, it falls into the trifecta of the MMORPG, where you have your DPS, your support, your tank characters, and you all have an important role to play in team play. But past that, character customization, you have very, very robust options. You can make exactly the perfect waifu that you, character that you want. They're just pixels on a screen, just really pretty pixels. But I mean, you can dig so deeply into the customization. Like the iris colors, there's like multiple layers of colors you can adjust within the eyes, even in the hair, the highlights. I mean, really, this is some of the most robust character customization I've seen in a long time. Then, of course, there's a campaign to play through, and as I was playing through the story, I found myself quite captured, and it kind of feels like playing through an anime. My favorites are the full rendered cutscenes. They have a lot of voice acting. Not everything is voiced, and sometimes you have kind of slides that are going to just describe what's going on. So it's a mixture of an anime and a webtoon and sort of like a novel. So if you're into that kind of stuff, all within the manga anime world, it hits a lot of those vibes. There's some familiar tropes, zany things you only find in anime. Outside of the main story, there's a whole world to explore here. Tons of side quests. I actually really love the amount of Z-axis gameplay that happens both in the city and outside. You have a lot of like different jump and navigational skills that you unlock as you progress through the game. And while I was navigating the main city, before I had unlocked all the different waypoints within it, I was always trying to find like, okay, what's the fastest way to get from point A to point B if I like parkour over these rooftops and stuff. You can play a lot of this game solo by yourself. You can also, though, team up. There's multiplayer dungeons, there are raids. They even have a bunch of different life skills, so if you like crafting, cooking, fishing, they got you covered with like the fishing mini games and everything. Now outside the campaign, there's a bunch of different activities that you can do. Go into your features tab here, and you got a bunch of dailies, weeklies, leisure activities, challenge activities. So dailies, you're rewarded for running dungeons, for exploring. Dark Mist Forest here is one of the dungeons, but you also got boss hunt, if you can time yourself to find the boss monsters out in the open world, as well as elites. Then guild cargo, that's a repeatable daily quest to help out your guild. For weeklies, you got the chaotic realm, and that's going to be the brunt of a lot of what you're doing. You have several different of these 5-man dungeons. We'll talk more about those in a bit. As you can see popping up on the side here, you also have these open world events that trigger that you can go participate in for rewards. Some of these events include escorting soldiers against patrolling bandits. Some of them are, hey, go dance in the city plaza with other players, and you get to vote on each other to see who's the best dancer. Stamina vaults are interesting. You keep going level after level after level. They're pretty straightforward, but being able to pull well is very important, because there's multiple zones and you have a limited amount of time to kill all the monsters. A lot of the core endgame experience is going to be in the chaotic realm. These are 1 to 5-man dungeons. This is a good place to farm gear. These are dungeons with mechanics. There's different difficulty modes. There's a normal mode where you can play it solo or duo, and bots will like fill in the other slots. But then if you want the real challenge, you play it on hardcore. You got limited revives, and yeah, you want some coordination. You want to know what you're doing here. But the craziest content is the raids. I'm not yet at the raids. These are 10 to 20 man raids. And my goodness, the amount of mechanics. The latest one they added was Light Tanatia, this big dragon boss. Again, Maxroll.gg has a full guide on it made by content creator Chishia. He's fantastic. But there are multiple phases, there are mechanics that need to be dealt with. If you want team coordination, people need to know, okay, you're the guy who's going to go deal with that mechanic when that spawns. There's things that need everyone to reposition, to go through teleporters, to avoid insta-kill effects. I mean, this needs you to understand what all the mechanics are going to be coming up. You need to be coordinated, you have to have your timing right. This is difficulty way beyond just it's got a lot of health and deals a lot of damage. And yes, they even have a harder mode with even more mechanics. There's also a guild system. You can join or create your own guild. You can customize and personalize your guild house with your friends. You get regular quests to do to contribute. Now I'll walk you through my build a bit here. So first off, I picked the Shield Knight class. It is a tank. Generally in MMOs, I like to play a tank, either that or a healer, a support. Because I like to play solo a lot, I went with this build because it has a lot of sustain. So there's a talent system. As you're leveling up, you start off by just putting a bunch of points in base talents. And once you've filled those all up, that's when you unlock your sort of prestige class, a specialization where you pick between two trees. Again, I went for the more recovery-based one, but as I'm going along, right, I'm putting various points, I'm investing into my tree. For my skills, you got your basic attack, you have your ultimate, and then a series of other skills. You have to select which you want to equip. So you have access to more skills than you are able to equip. I do, however, have Aegis Ward that I've invested into, even though it's not on my skill bar, because thanks to one of my talents, I'm actually activating my Aegis Ward with my other skills. So you can individually level up these skills. There's upgrading just the skills level, and then there's also upgrading its tier, which is really the most important thing. These require different resources. Some skills are more defensive, some skills are more offensive, and understanding how to play the correct skills in the correct sequence at the correct time is, of course, essential to strategy. In my role as a tank, I want to make sure I'm pulling aggro, I want to make sure that I'm laying down defenses and a little bit of heals as well to sustain both myself as well as other people around me. Now, gear-wise, I still have a lot of gear farming to do, but you get gear with different rarities, gear with different attributes on it as well. So for instance, here looking at my helmets, my advanced attributes, I have crit, I have mastery. I opted for that because this one here has luck. I don't really need luck with my build, I need crit more than luck. There's a lot of crafting to upgrade gear as well. You unlock additional attributes as you do so. Now, right now, they're actually running the Voyages Memento 15-day login rewards. So if you are playing, to be sure to log in daily, get your free rewards. There's also new limited time outfits and mounts. You got the Envoy of the Night outfit here. You got the Core Drive outfit and Hyper Impulse mount. These are more futuristic styles. And some of these skins come with premium versions that are even cooler. Or you got the Xenomimic skin that's pretty sick. So folks, if you want to check out Blue Protocol Star Resonance, again, it's free to play on Steam, but use my code in the description. You'll get a limited time exclusive redemption code that'll give you access to exclusive rewards.